Howdy, folks! This is Bandit 0073 here, cruising the land, burning the rubber, pulling in the car park with the handbrake. Now, today I'm going to bring you probably one of my more controversial videos. Now, this one's going to get quite a few comments, I reckon. Why, you ask? Or you may be thinking to yourself, what do you mean by controversial in comments? Allow me to clarify. In the current arc of Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, where we have the second Quincy invasion by the Vandenreich, we have the revelation of the 5 members of the Royal Guard: Ichibe Hyasobi, Oetsu Nimaiya, Tanjiro Kirinji, Kiryu Hikifuna, who was actually revealed in the Turn Back the Pendulum by name only, and Senjumaru Shutada. Now, with Ichibe and Oetsu, there is a debate, and it actually does rage with Yamamoto as well. And to clarify the side with Yamamoto, now if we have a bit of a flashback to the Soul Society arc, where Jushiro and Shunsui are facing Yamamoto in basically what you call a 3-way battle, well, rather 2-on-1. Jushiro has a monologue about Ryujin Jaka being the oldest and greatest Zanpakuto of them all. Now, until this current arc, that was true. However, now with this current arc, with the revelation of Oetsu being the creator of the Zanpakuto, the Asauchi anyway, and Ichibe being Manaka Osho, the monk who calls the real name. Now, this begs a big question, folks. Who is older than the others? Is Oetsu, Ichibe, or Yama the oldest? Now, you can take that in all 3 directions and say, yeah, he's the oldest. Yamamoto, we know he founded the Shinigami Academy, the Shino Academy, or Spiritual Arts Academy is what it is, that's right. But we call it Soul Reaper Academy. We founded that. We know he founded the Gote 13. Was the first and only head captain before Shunsui. And we also know that there's another Soul Reaper as old as him. And that is Unohana, so that brings a 4th one into it. Now you're probably thinking she can't be as old as him. I digress. She may not be literally as old as him. However, she's the only one of the original 13 captains, save Yamamoto, that's still there, albeit she's now dead. The reason being, she was the first Kenpachi, the first captain of Squad 11, at the time that the 13 Corp Guard Squads were founded by Yamamoto, him taking the role of captain of Squad 1 and head captain of the 13 Corp Guard Squads. Now we know Unohana also had a Zanpakuto, Minazuki. Yamamoto had his Zanpakuto, Ryujin Jaka, and obviously by that point he would have had its Bankai Zanka no Tachi, and obviously Unohana having hers, Minazuki as well, just different reading of the kanji. We know of Ichibe's Zanpakuto, Ichimonji, and its Shin-uchi. I'll explain that in a moment, folks. Its Shin-uchi is Shirafude Ichimonji. So, and we have Oetsu, who has used a Zanpakuto-like sword, but is not confirmed to be his Zanpakuto. What that was, Sayabuse, if that's the name of it, if I can remember. It was a Zanpakuto, or at least a sword that he forged, that he deemed to be a failure because it was so sharp that no sheath could hold it. It's held in its own jelly-like substance. That's just so it can't hurt anyone. Now, this really begs the question, folks. As I said, who is the oldest? Unohana, Yamamoto, Oetsu, or Ichibe. But then also, on that subject, you could also bring in the Soul King. And also Iova. Because we know Iova's at least 2,000. Why? Because he fought Yamamoto 1,000 years before the current storyline as a youngin. Or younger, which is where Tensa Zangetsu comes in. The old man Zangetsu's younger form in Bankai. That is believed to be Iova 1,000 years before the storyline. So if that's Iova 1,000 years before the storyline, what we see is his child form in a flashback. That would have to be nearly when the Gotei 13 was formed. Or close to that point. So I'm saying he's probably, I'm going to guess at least 1,500. The Soul King would have to be at least, I don't know, 2,000, because Iova is the son of the Soul King, if that's what's being revealed, and I remember correctly. Don't worry, it's not that I'm doubting my knowledge, it's just I gotta get it right in my head a bit too. So, anyway. So the Soul King, you would think, would have to be the oldest character in Bleach. So let's remove him. We'll say he's the oldest. He may not be, folks. Don't worry, he may not be. I digress, he may not be, so... And feel free to leave your comments below if you think I've got it wrong. Because hell, we could all have it wrong. There could be someone other than the Royal Guard, even the Soul King, that's the oldest. So, at this point, I'm going to go with the Soul King being the oldest. Then, we'll move Iova to the side. So, we have Unohana, Yamamoto, Nimaiya, and Ichibe. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Because you see, with us humans, we age. Our hair goes gray, white, unless we're born with that color hair anyway. Or our hair is naturally that color from, young age. Like one of my school teachers. She always had very, very whitish blonde hair. When she was younger. But... yeah, so we age, our hair goes gray or white. So Yamamoto's got the gray-white beard going. With also the eyebrows. Now, he's said to be at least 2,200. Thereabouts. Because he founded the Soul Reaper Academy in Gotei 13 around about 2,100 years before the storyline. Therefore, making him one of the oldest Soul Reapers. Or, well, probably would be the oldest, save Unohana. But, this is where it becomes interesting. Because we have Ichibe, he also be the de facto leader of the Royal Guard. And then the creator of the Zanpakuto and the Sachi, Oetsu Nimaiya. Now, it's said that Oetsu knows the location of every Zanpakuto he has forged. And then, it's also said, as I said before, Ichibe is Manaka Osho, the monk who calls the real name. Now, when I said Shinuchi a little bit earlier, folks, that is a word pertaining to evolution. Like a literal evolution of something. Now, Ichibe's Zanpakuto achieved its Shinuchi, or evolution, before he coined the terms Shikai and Bankai. Now, with that, Yamamoto Zanpakuto Ryujin Jaka, its release of Shikai and Bankai Zanka no Tachi would be named as Shikai and Bankai by that point. Therefore, that makes Ichibe older than Yamamoto. By how much, I don't know. Therefore, that would also make Ichibe one of the original Gotei 13. And then we move now back to Oetsu. For Ichibe to have a Zanpakuto and the spirit, Oetsu would have had to be also an original captain who made the Asachi and Zanpakuto. So therefore, you would have to have a Zanpakuto spirit, you must have an Asachi given to you at the academy that is forged by Oetsu, which is stated in the series that every Soul Reaper has a Zanpakuto forged from an Asachi by Oetsu that they use in the Academy, that is then issued officially to them upon their graduation. Now, for Oetsu to have created the Zanpakuto and Asachi, you would assume he would have to be older than Ichibe. Therefore, Ichibe must be older than Yamamoto, who would be roughly the same age as Unohana, because she also had a Zanpakuto which would have been named with Shikai and Bankai as a release. And really, on that note, if Ichibe Zamaku calls the real name, it would actually, in the focus of this context, make him the oldest, because he would have coined Soul Society, Waco Mundo, probably more than likely World of the Living, the Dangai Precipice World. He probably even coined the Shino Academy's name. I don't know. See, this is where it becomes very, very interesting but confusing. Because you've got Oetsu creating the Zanpakuto and Asachi to be old, so he'd have to be older than Ichibe, but Ichibe would have to be older than him because he's the monk who calls the real name, and he would have coined the names of everything in the Soul Society. Like the Serete, the Four Gates, Rukangai, the Tenshuran, the Ryokyu or Soul King Palace, or even coined the term Soul King and Royal Guard and Gote Jusantai, which is the 13 core guard squads. He probably coined the terms Ichibantai, Nibantai, Sanbantai, which is the squad names in Japanese. If I'm correct, he would have coined all that at the time. But if he's the monk if he was given the monk title Manaka Osho upon joining the Royal Guard, that would then mean Oetsu is oldest, because the Zanpakuto had to come first. Because to become a member of the Royal Guard, you must be recognized by the Soul King for doing something beneficial to the Soul Society, such as creating Zanpakuto in Oetsu's case. Tenjiro would have been creating healing techniques. Senjumaru probably weaving the outfit for the Soul Reapers, I'm guessing. We know Kyrios was making the Kaizo Konpaku, the mod souls. But we know Kiryu was made a member of the Royal Guard at least 110 years, give or take, before the story. So, can't take her into account. But Tenjiro, I'm guessing, would have been one of the older captains. Because, see, the big thing to this, folks, is we don't know how many captains each squad, save for a couple, that they've had. But from the founding of the Gote 13, right up to the current, we know Squad 11's had 11, the first captain being Unohana, the current being Zaraki, the 10th being Kenpachi Kiganjo. Now, we know of at least 2 for pretty much every division. Squad 2's had 2, Squad 3's had 2, Squad 4 we don't know. Now on theory, who's oldest in that? Not so much the theory specifically. Also with that theory, when I was talking about the white hair and aging earlier, so it runs sort of a counter here, because Yamamoto, as I say, is portrayed with the grayish white beard because of his age. Now, Ichibe and Oetsu are still portrayed with black beard and hair. If they're older than Yamamoto, how is that possible? What genes did they have when they were living souls, like living people in the world of the living, that's made them age a lot slower than Yamamoto? Could it even be Yamamoto's Zanpakuto power that's aged him faster? See, that's where we know Yamamoto's age, probably within a few years. Roughly. So roughly 2200. Oh, and on the older subject of oldest characters, one of the older ones will also have to be Chojiro, former lieutenant of Squad 1. But anyway, but my guess is the oldest would have to be Oetsu because of the creation of Zanpakuto, then Ichibe because of the coining of the term Shikai and Bankai, then Yamamoto and Unohana. Now they could be either or. It'd have to be Oetsu first, because, as I say, because of the Zanpakuto. Ichibe can't have a Zanpakuto without Oetsu. Then it has to be Ichibe because there was no Shikai and Bankai term until he coined them. Therefore, he's older than Yamamoto. But the order of Yamamoto and Unohana, that we don't know. So that's where it becomes a little bit interesting, folks. But that's part and parcel of the Soul Society. But yeah, that's my order. Oetsu Nimaiya, Ichibe Hyasobi, Yamamoto, and Unohana. And those last two are interchangeable, folks, because I don't know for sure who's older. The only one of those two we have a confirmed age as a guide is Yamamoto at 2200. Out of those four, he's the only one we have a confirmed guide age. So, leave your comments below, and I'd love to see what you think, folks, because this theory is going to spark a little bit of controversy too, because, as I said, we don't exactly know who's oldest. So yeah, I'll say my order is Nimaiya, Ichibe, Yama, and Unohana in either order. I can't really do much more than that, folks. It's up to you what you think now. Yeah. I'd like to see what you think, so leave your comments below and we'll see where we go, folks. Yeah. So, yeah. I'll be leaving yous with that. Skedaddling on out. Here is the band of 0073. Cruising the land. Smoking up those tires. And burning that rubber on out of here. And signing out.